Hello, everybody. Give it a second here. Give it a second. Give it a second. Streaming on the iPhone here. Let's see. I am looking for... Where is it? Hello, everybody. Second here. There it is. That's what I'm looking for. Yep, you're live. Thank you, Mr. Ken. All right. Silly. I stream this on the iPhone, and sometimes I don't know if it goes through or not. So I always appreciate you guys letting me know. It's Sunday, Easter Sunday, and I spent the morning with the family, and everybody's sleeping. So I was like, you know what? Let me see if I can do a live stream and see if I can answer any questions, because I got bombarded with a few questions about the project. This live stream, we are talking about the Delorean. Look at that bad boy. Oh, look at that. There it is. There it is. Oh man, I am happy with the way that turned out. I really am. Let me turn off some lights, because this thing just fucking pops when it's... We get some lights off here. Yeah, look at that. Tell me that's not bad. That is just badass. I am really happy with the way this project turned out. So I got bombarded. Happy Easter. There you go. Happy Easter, everybody. I got bombarded with a lot of questions about where the parts came from, if they can be sold. I should be able to sell the 3D parts. The 3D parts are in public domain. I don't have a 3D printer, so I went to Thingiverse, if you guys are familiar with this website, where you can obtain copyright-free 3D designs. So I had originally wanted to create my own design, but realized that there's a lot of creative folks out there who are willing to give the designs away for free. So I took the design, I contacted a local 3D printer here in Las Vegas, and he was able to manufacture the parts for me. He charged me, I think I paid $58, I think is what I paid for the parts, and he even made me an extra one. And I threw the parts away. I had some extra ones. Let me see if I can find some spare in the room. But maybe, you know what? I think I ended up destroying a part, and luckily, I'm glad that he gave me an extra one. Yeah, I don't have any more. But yeah, the parts can be obtained through Thingiverse, and I paid him. I printed it out, and again, I wasn't sure if I could pull this off, and did some test shots there. I kind of brainstormed the idea at work. My buddy Ken, who's watching, helped me out. He helped for the longest time. I thought the wheel sizes were the same, and he told me they weren't. So I wasn't sure if it could work, but it did. Siri Emerald, love it, love it. I know, I love it too. Awesome modification. You didn't mention where to get. Mr. Fusion is also a 3D part. It's a very crude part. So during the video, I didn't want to give it too much attention, because Mr. Fusion, my Mr. Fusion, looks better from a distance. When you get close to it and you start to see the details on it, you realize how shitty it looks. So I'll give you an example here. My Mr. Fusion is really not the best. I'm going to go out to the sun here. It's really... All right, so here, I'll turn around here. So if you look at it, it's just a really crude 3D version. It does the job. It's just to kind of help sell the illusion. But this is a 3D manufactured part. I think I paid $20 for it. I wasn't happy with it. But the problem is that this design was created by another user, and then I got another user to print it out. So it does the job. I put it on there to help sell the illusion of the Hover DeLorean. So I don't really like to give Mr. Fusion a lot of attention, because from a distance, it looks good. That's one of the key secrets of filming and taping. You know, it's you, the audience. I only show you what I want you to see to help sell the illusion that I pull this off. Again with the hover struts. The hover struts are not in high detail. When I get close to the hover struts, it doesn't look that great. But from a distance and with a little bit of lighting effect and some posability, it looks like shit. I mean, it looks awesome. It looks phenomenal. It's like, oh my God, this thing is ready to take off. But if I get too close to those struts, you can kind of start to see the hot glue marks and so forth that I used. That I did it. I did 80% of the modifications on camera. I did some concept tests earlier, but I did enough to kind of sell on it. But yeah, that's here. Let me get some more light here for you guys. All right. Yeah, it looks better. Just it looks so much better in the dark there. There you go. As far as display, I am using in the video. I'm still using the glasses there. You can see. I don't really have a plan on how to really display it, but the glasses help sell the illusion that it is hovering. Is it Siri? Did you suggest? I guess I can create a custom shelf for it. I'm not really sure on. I mean, I'm happy. It was the whole idea of the project was to do it under budget, not spend a lot on it. I mean, the whole thing was what, $100, less than $100 to achieve this, and I didn't destroy anything. Yeah, the illusion works. That's the whole idea. The illusion works, and thanks is Xenomorph. Yeah, and it's again in the video. I didn't want to do anything that would potentially damage the DeLorean. If by some weird miracle Hot Toys decides to release the pre-order for the Hover DeLorean, well shit, I'm going to get it, and then I can convert this one back to the Mark 1. But again, like I think I mentioned this to somebody, even if Hot Toys decided to release the pre-order for the Hover DeLorean, it's not like we're going to see it right away. If they released the pre-order tomorrow, it may be a year and a half before we even get our hands on it. And I think it's ridiculous and stupid that we get the Doc Brown from Part 2 and the Marty from Part 2 released this summer, and you have no real proper way of displaying the two main characters from Part 2. So that ran through my head last month. I've been on break from YouTube, and I was like, you know what? I really want to do the project. I really want to see if I can try to convert this. This is ridiculous. There's two awesome pre-orders. There's the Doc Brown and the Marty that's coming out this summertime, and we have no hover converted DeLorean. It's stupid. It makes absolute no sense why we have these two great characters that are going to be that are coming out this summer, and we got no proper way of displaying it. Well, now I do, and it's going to be cool. It's going to be a lot of cool. When you get the Doc and Marty, all you need are the streamers and ropes, and you can have Marty hang from it from the. Oh my God, that's right. That is right. I need to get the streamers, the little flags on the string, and that's it. That's exactly it. I'll have Marty standing on the ground, not standing, but sitting on the ground, trying to burn the almanac, while Doc Brown is hovering in the distance with the streamers hanging down, and there you go. That'll be awesome. That will be awesome. But yeah, again, this is, you can see right here that it's very easy. Everything is hot glue gun. I can remove the fabricated parts, and it won't damage. I've already tested this out. The rubber, the wheel, it's not damaged with the hot glue gun. You can see the wires on there and so forth. And if you look underneath it, it kind of looks kind of cruddy. You can kind of see. But there's the LEDs, Yeah. So I gotta say, I've been working on this for a month. I accomplished it yesterday, and it honestly feels like I have a new vehicle. I've had this DeLorean. This DeLorean was released. Well, I received mine last year in March, 1 year, just a little over a year. And doing this conversion feels like I'm getting a new vehicle, which is kind of cool. It feels like a new vehicle. It really, really does. I was like, oh man, this is like, man, it's like I'm getting a whole new vehicle here. And I didn't really have to do much. I'm going to try to see if I can get the other without tipping it over. Get the gull wing doors on there. Yeah. But again, 3D parts. If anybody wants to attempt to do this, I can send you, well, I don't even think I have the design. I think I should have the design. I can send you the design. You just have to be able to print it out yourself. So all you're missing are the light strips underneath the car. Yeah, that's it. I am missing, that's right. Right before the DeLorean gets struck by lightning at the end of part 2, you do see blinking lights underneath. That I am missing that. I could get something underneath it to blink, but that's if I intended to display it elevated above eyesight, if that makes any sense. Meaning that if I'm going to build a shelf close to my ceiling, right underneath there, then yeah, I obviously want to figure out a way to get some LED strips to get underneath the bottom of the chassis there to illuminate properly. So, but at this point, this is it. This works. And if you guys notice, because I've seen Back to the Future dozens of times, they use different models of the DeLorean, and in certain shots of the DeLorean, certain lights are on, certain lights are not off. In fact, at the end of part 2, right before it gets struck by lightning, it looks like a dark static model. So I believe the full-size version is the only version that actually has the LEDs underneath the chassis light up, versus the models that they used in ILM did not, and that was obviously because of the production schedules. It's the left hand not talking to the right hand, which I thought was really weird at the time, meaning that certain versions, the certain lights would be on versus the model would have it versus the life-size model, because they used multiple models. They used full-size replicas. And you can see this. Like I said, if you see the movie as many times as I have, you can notice all this stuff. So, sealant and fish. You know, I thought about that. I'm going to tell you right now, I thought about using fishing wire, but I was terrified. And I thought I could be a smart ass. Like, you know what? I can build myself a gimbal with a weight system, and I could have it, smooth. I can have it hover and land. And you saw that in the video. And I shit you not, I spent maybe 20 minutes playing around with the gimbal, which I ended up dismantling. It's over here. But this is, I thought I could be smart and create like a counterweight system by using this. And the thing almost fell off twice. I'm like, I better stop. I better not jeopardize this. I put a lot of work in this expensive model, so I didn't really want to fool around with it. But I mean, that's it. That's my gimbal system there that I was using with the counterweights. And sorry about the shaky cam, guys. I'm a little bit better, but that was it. That was the whole plan. I was going to use fishing wires. I wouldn't recommend using fishing wire. I would probably recommend using piano wire. They have super thin, strong, 50-pound gauge piano wire that you can actually purchase on eBay. But if I did want to suspend it from wires, where would I put the anchor points? That's my problem. Where would I create the anchor? Where would I suspend it that it wouldn't damage it? I don't want to drill a hole. I don't want to do anything here that would damage the actual vehicle. Again, it looks like with the whole wheel modification, I can change everything back and you guys wouldn't be able to notice. I mean, right down to Mr. Fusion, it's not even glued. I mean, I can pop it right back off. The wheels are hot glue gun. I can put them back on. I can remove all this. I can take all the wires, and I would say maybe 20 minutes. I can get this thing maybe back to its Mark 1 version. If you guys hadn't noticed, if you guys haven't figured it out too, this is also a very easy way to convert this to the Part 3. I mentioned this to a few of you guys who've commented. There is 3D designs of train wheels. I can actually print out train wheels, and I can actually attach them. So I can actually convert this to the Part 3 vehicle. I haven't figured out how to get the actual box with the circuits on here. I'm sure I can hire somebody to design and have it 3D printed, so I can put it on here with the straps on it. But the train wheels are actually very, very easy. In fact, I might not even have to go and have them 3D printed. I think I can go to a flea market, a swap meet, or some sort. I can try to find similar train wheels. Train enthusiasts. There's a website out there that, and I'm sure I can find a train enthusiast that can help me accomplish this. But I mean, you saw the actual the what do you call it, the peg? Let's call this the peg. The actual mounting on there. It's 1 centimeter thick. So as long as the train wheel has the 1 centimeter peg, I can pop it on there and I can create the train wheels. Now, my problem is that if I want the Part 3 model with the train, I would want train tracks too. I don't want just the DeLorean with train wheels. I would want tracks. I would want at least maybe 3 feet of track because I would want this bad boy on tracks. So that would be my problem. Yeah, I can probably convert it to the Mark III DeLorean as seen in Back to the Future Part 3, but I think I would run into difficulties with the train tracks because I would want train tracks. Absolutely. Hell yeah. If we're going to go Part 3 all the way, I want train tracks. And I don't care for the giant, oversized white wall tires. That does nothing for me. I could care less with the giant overall wheel, which, I mean, again, I guess you can go online and scour the internet and you can get those giant white overalls, but that wouldn't do anything for me. But the train wheels, hell yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Don't no, Danoby, don't damage this beautiful piece. Well, that's the beautiful thing. I wouldn't have to damage anything. That's the great thing with this customization. This is what, screw Hot Toys. This is what they friggin' should have done in the beginning. They should have sold you a multi-version DeLorean, meaning that you can swap it out at ease to which version you want and paid a little bit extra more. I would have paid a little bit extra more to have that DeLorean, meaning that if you just want the Mark I on display, if you want the Part 2 version on display, or if you want the train track version, they should have given you that option because, again, if you saw in the video, it really wasn't that hard to get these wheels out. It really wasn't. It's screwed off with a Phillips screwdriver, and the parts were 3D printed. So, again, it really wasn't that difficult. It's just, it was stupid on their part. It was stupid, and they've teased us. What I think Xenomorph. I think if you're there, I think it's been 2 years, and they've teased us with this hover version. And a lot of folks love this piece. This is a beautiful piece. It did a really great job. Yeah, they cut some corners by not having the dashboard. It's not lit. There's actually certain parts that aren't lit on it. But I mean, it's never been done before. I mean, I'll give them some leeway. They did a really good job, and we've never actually had a 1/6 scale model DeLorean in this great a detail ever before in our lives. So hopefully they will get back on track and release that pre-order for the hover version. And hopefully if they see this, they'll see that there is a demand. Then you have to get the fly hover train to make it. I don't want the hover train. I could care less about the hover train. The time circuits, yeah, the time circuits, Ken. Thank you. I'm at a loss for words here. The fucking time circuits, they should have been illuminated. What's all that about? Come on, Hot Toys. It couldn't have been that hard to get those time circuits illuminated. Hot Toys is the definition of teasing. I have found that after 1.5 years of class, you got that fucking right. Hot Toys, boy, they love to fucking tease us. Star Wars is their main priority. Well, you know what? Fuck them. Xenomorph. No, you're right, Xenomorph. I joke with you, dude. No, it's ridiculous. Star Wars is the hot shit right now. It is the bread and butter. So these second-rate properties like Aliens and Back to the Future and Terminator, I totally get it. It's on the back burner. They'll get to it when they get to it. But you know what? Captain Phasma over Marty McFly. Come on now. It's not that hard. But you're right. I mean, we will be bombarded with tons of Star Wars for the next several years, and that seems to be their main part. I don't have any Star Wars. I purged. I don't think as far as Star Wars goes, I think this is it. It's my I got Feist and Ray there, I got my Feist and Leia here on display right there with my Sideshow R2, which will be replaced as soon as our Hot Toys releases their version. I got my Tamashii Nations there, C-3PO. And I think that's it. As far as Star Wars in my collection, I think that is it. I don't think I have anything else for Star Wars. I don't care. I don't want a horde of stormtroopers. Who gives a shit? Fucking troop building stormtroopers? Come on now. And Captain Phasma? That's a joke, guys. That's a joke. They will release it when they reboot Back to the Future. God, I hope they never reboot Back to the Future. I hope they never reboot it. Oh, goodness, the Hulkbuster. And then the Hulkbuster. When the hell is the Hulkbuster going to come out? Who the hell knows? Who the hell knows when the Hulkbuster will come out? Oh, shit. I think my battery's about to die out. Oh, well, you know what? My battery's about to die out on my phone because I don't have it plugged in. But let me do a couple more shots here. Turn off some lights here and sign off. Thanks. Here you go. Man, this is awesome. Tell me that's not badass. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, look at that shot. Look at that shot. Oh, look at that. Look at that DeLorean. Oh, man, Hot Toys. Hot Toys, you are missing out on this. Get this bad boy. Look at that. Fucking love it. Nice. Oh, I love this piece. Man, this really came out good. All right, guys. Thanks for live stream. Looks great. Guys, thanks for watching. I am going to sign out here. Looks like my phone's about to die out. Thanks for joining me. See ya.